So to answer the question, the way that it's being heard, right? One, it's a conflation between saying that men who instill fear, physical fear in a family are alpha males. I think that's a gross misrepresentation of that term. Even though it's not a real thing, I don't think that means that you're an alpha male because you have
Is that how it was said?
Let me finish my statement. That I'm clarifying on this. That does not mean that you're an alpha male because you can be the lowliest of men and hit women. So that doesn't change the fact of that. And to your point, Clout, about women don't want men that can exercise authority. I think that's the complete opposite. I believe women do respect and want men that they feel can exercise authority. They don't want men they feel are going to physically exercise their authority over them. The power that you exude as a man creates a relationship of respect, and that respect demands and commands authority without you ever having to raise your hand or technically your voice at the woman in order to get that type of compliance. Is built through other metrics like trust, reliability, and security. To exchange that for any of the negative metrics that we mentioned earlier, I believe is an incorrect way to go about doing those things, and you get the relationship that I expounded upon within the Black community and the Blue Lives Matter community. That's essentially my point. And I'm not arguing whether you're dateable or not dateable, Kenny. So that wasn't what I was saying. I was speaking specifically to what she was referencing. So let me get it all out there. You can answer. What she was referencing is the ideology that so women are in a position where they have to select a man, right, that they feel is going to protect them and provide for them in a secure manner where they'll be safe, because submission is one of the most vulnerable things a woman can ever do, especially complete submission where she trusts you on whatever path you're going down. And in order to do so, what they would hear in that, like in a statement where you're saying in the past this is how it worked and they got better results, even though you may not be saying that, it comes off to somebody listening as, hey, I would like better results from a time when that was possible. And in order to move forward without even entertaining that idea, you got to kind of take that whole concept out of your brain, because that would be similar to white men saying to us, well, to get Black people to act better, we just got to put them back in slavery. It was better back in slavery times. Is how they hear that. That's how that is how they hear it. It's what I'm trying to understand. That's how they hear it.
The verbiage being used is so extreme in comparison to the original verbiage used that I understand why he feels like you're empowering them, because it's like the verbiage you're using isn't the same verbiage that both men himself.
That's not what he said. No, he didn't say that at all. I'm not putting that on him. What I'm saying is when you have a conversation and people are listening to the context, that comes off as a dog whistle to that type of a interaction. Okay, that's what you understand now? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's many different metrics of how you can garnish respect, right? And it doesn't have to lead to that. As I said, as an example, my grandfather, my great-grandfather was highly respected by all women folk in the house. The fear that you guys are talking about, the fear that they had was them walking away, them not having that protection, them not having that love, them not having that understanding. They're not having that person who will bring wisdom and sit around with the grandkids and take them all out to go fishing and learn how to fly fish and stuff like that. That was the fear that the women folk in my household was like, we don't want to lose this type of man. This man is a treasure. The fear of you talking about when in reference to what police do, that was the reason why women was leaving their relationships. You can even ask some of the older women today who are now divorced or they're widow. Ask them if they want to be married again. And most of them have said no, because they have already lived a lifetime of a situation that they had to endure, because they was in a point where they didn't have the rights to say anything. They didn't have the rights to stand up for themselves. They didn't have the finances to remove themselves. And these are the things that
examples of abuse, though, and I feel like that's why that's where the disconnect is coming, because
hold on 1 second, sir,
abusive examples.
Sir, hold on. There's
one mic.
Mr. Clout, there's different forms of abuse, okay? There are different forms of abuse. It's not only just physical abuse. It's psychological abuse. It's emotional abuse. It's mental abuse. Okay?
Financial.
financial, those things. These are
But what
other
I'm trying to
forms
say
of
is not all
abuse.
discipline is abuse. That's what I'm trying. That's what we're trying to
We're
differentiate.
not
But
trying.
I don't think that
Listen,
y'all understand that.
But listen, this is what I'm trying to say. Let me ask you something, Mr. Cloud. I don't know if you're married. I don't even know if you're in a relationship. But did you force whoever your significant other is to be in a relationship with you, or did she
No,
willingly go?
she willingly was in a relationship with me.
All right, then. So why can't
But you
she?
look what you're doing. Like
Wait,
we
no,
were
no,
never
no.
talking about force.
I'm
So
asking you
why
a
are you
question.
bringing up force?
I'm not bringing up nothing. I'm just saying, if she was willingly to accept being in a relationship with you, then why now in the relationship you have to have authoritative? Why you
I'm
didn't
gonna
show
tell you
that
why.
authoritative presently? Why you didn't
I'm gonna
show that
tell
in
you
the?
why. Let me answer you. Authority is necessary to create boundaries. So, for example, if I'm talking to my girl and she calls me a bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm gonna say to her? I'm gonna look her dead in the eyes and be like, "Who the fuck you think you talking to? Watch your fucking mouth." That's what I'm gonna tell her. And when she hears that bass in my voice and I look her dead in the eye with that attitude, you know she's gonna know. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't talk to this nigga like that. I'm not gonna whoop her ass. I'm not gonna do nothing to her. But she will hear some sternness. She will get talked to differently. She's gonna know I'm not the nigga to talk to like that. You should know that.
Why would
Okay,
you
and
want to
what
date
about her?
somebody
And
who
what was
talks
her
to you like
boundary?
that?
She's gonna understand. She's gonna understand that there's an element of danger to me, and so there's certain lines not to cross.
So
Wait, but
Because
again,
I'm a
why
what
date
is
man.
that
somebody who
danger?
talks to
So
you
what is
that
the
way?
danger? So
Well,
what
what's
is
the
the
point of that?
danger?
The
What was
No,
the
but
danger
why
is
even
danger?
that
date her?
Look, look,
Like, if
look,
somebody's
look,
willing to
look,
talk to
you
you like
gotta, you
that,
gotta
why
hold
would
on.
you
You
stay?
gotta,
Like,
you gotta
I don't get.
look.
Hold on, y'all. One mic, y'all. One
listen.
mic.
First off, I'm gonna answer the question why you date her. When you date people, people don't start off disrespectful. Relationships build over time, and when people have heated conversations, disagreements, sometimes disrespect comes into play, and that's when you have to treat people how to treat you. So if she gets disrespectful with me, yo, watch your mouth. That's gonna be the correction. That's a discipline. Now, that might sound a little mean, it might sound a little harsh, but that little bit of harshness is necessary to let her know that she's crossed the line. So that's
Okay,
all
so,
I'm trying to say is that
all
there's a
right, that's
big
that's
now.
that's
Now I'm
fine.
not
But
just gonna
Mr.
look at a woman and be like, "You a bitch, shut your fucking mouth." Oh, now that would be verbal abuse, right?
Okay, but
But if
Mr.
she
Clout.
talks to me crazy, she gonna get some spice back, and that's not verbal
Okay,
abuse.
so Mr. Clouds, have you ever crossed her boundaries, and what was her level of how she let you know that you're crossing her boundaries?
If I ever, for example, well, women it seems have no problem hitting niggas when they cross their boundaries. So, for example, if I was to call a woman out of her name, I know I'm liable to get slapped. I know that as a fact. I don't call women out their
No,
name.
no,
I
no.
don't do
I'm
certain
not.
things
I'm
for
not
because I
talking.
know. I'm telling you I'm
Mr.
telling you.
Cloud,
You want
not
to answer?
every woman, put their hands on a man. So see, like again, that's that collective thinking that this is what all women are
No.
doing to
I'm just
disrespect
telling you
men.
that I do. I'm not saying every woman puts their hands on a man. However, I do understand that women are physical beings, and I do understand that there's certain things you could say to a woman that might want to make her slap you, right? So me, out of respect for the woman's physicality and understanding, and that being an outcome that I don't want, there's just certain ways I wouldn't talk to a woman because I don't want to get slapped in my face. So I feel like as a man, if I can understand that, there's no reason a woman shouldn't be able to understand that without us jumping to abuse all of a sudden. If I call a girl a bitch, or like if I say to a random woman, "Yo, come here, hoe," and she slaps me, I wouldn't say that she abused me. No, she gave me what I got coming. I had no right talking to her like that, and she gave me
Mm,
exactly what I got
no,
coming.
that's abuse because then now you're saying
Okay.
that it's okay for her to slap you. It's
If
okay
I
for
walk up
her
to a
to
woman and
touch
I
you
disrespect her,
over
if I
words.
disrespect her, what I'm saying personally, this is just me. I believe that if I was to disrespect a woman unprovoked and she was to physically respond, I believe that that would be an appropriate reaction to my disrespect because I had no reason to disrespect her. That's just me. If I was
Okay,
to
that's
walk
just
up to
you.
Marcus right now, and if I was to walk up to Marcus, I would never walk up to Marcus and call him a bitch ass nigga. You want to know why? Marcus is like 6 something, and I would be terrified that I would get my ass beat.
And
Dead
see,
ass.
this is what
And
women
that's
are
healthy.
reading.
I
But
believe that
no,
that is
no, it's not.
healthy
It's not
because
healthy. It's
that is
really not.
why.
It's not healthy.
No, no.
It's
I'm gonna
actually it's
tell you why
very
it's healthy. I'm gonna
toxic
tell you why
when
it's
women hear
healthy.
these things
I'm gonna
because
tell
of
you
the
why it's
simple
healthy.
fact.
I'm gonna tell you why it's healthy, MJ. That little bit of danger is why none of us men on this panel disrespect each other. We all have heated conversations and we don't call each other out our name. You want to know why? Because eventually we all know somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, nigga, oh word, that's how you feel. Pull up, nigga. What's up?" So we all understand that physical violence is how the world works. So I don't know why when we bring it up, people make it seem like only
But
abusive
the
men talk
simple
about
fact
physical violence.
is
It's a
that you.
real phenomenon.
But
Do
Mr. Clout,
you
the
have
reason
kids?
is that you
Do you have kids,
understand.
MJ?
I have a son. Yes, I do.
Sir,
Have
can
you
you
ever have you
listen a
ever
little bit?
But
gave your
you're not.
ga-
But you're
have you
not
ever given
listening
your
to.
Wait,
son
You're,
can
pow
you
pow?
listen
Have
too?
you ever
Can you
given your son a
listen?
pow
Hold on,
pow?
y'all.
just
One mic,
listen.
y'all. One mic. One mic.
Just listen to 1 second, Mr. Clout. What I'm trying to say is that comes off to women as a red flag because you're trying to use how you would deal with other men who might have equal or maybe even a little bit more strength than you, the way how you would diffuse the situation, knowing that another man can either get the best of you. You want to use that same type of logic on what you would consider woman, the lesser vessel. That is why
No,
it
I
brings
don't.
as a
It's not
no.
about being the
Listen
lesser
for a
vessel.
second, Mr. Cloud. I'm
I
not
hear you. I
saying.
hear you.
I'm just saying this is what reads off to women, whether or not this is not what you're trying to deliver to us. That's what reads off. You're trying to
I
use
hear
the
you.
same metrics that you will use to with a man with a woman,
No, it's not the
and
same metric.
Yeah, you
No.
brought
I
up
want to correct
police
you on that. I'm not
before.
applying the same metrics to a man. I'm applying this metric to humanity. I'm not differentiating. I'm saying this is the way humans interact. People who don't hear usually end up feeling in humanity. That's when women talk to women disrespectfully. That's when women talk to men disrespectfully. That's when men talk to women disrespectfully. This is just an understood thing. So we're just talking about the way the world works. And I think, and to respond to your point, the way men view it is that the reason why women get so defensive to it is because women want to skirt accountability, and that's the way we see it. See, as men, so notice any of these men, I believe, would have no problem would be completely accepting of being hit by a woman if they disrespected them. You know why? Because men understand accountability, and we accept accountability. So if I disrespect a nigga, he beats my ass. Even if I don't want to get my ass beat, I do understand and respect accountability. And guess what? After I get my ass beat, I'll probably never talk to him that way again. Women, on the other hand, there
MJ, I
seems
got
to
one
be
quick
this thing
question.
amongst women where anything that
sure.
would produce accountability in a woman is considered abusive or toxic. Anything that would produce accountability, anything that requires a woman to be accountable on our end has been considered abuse. So essentially, what you're saying is the only option we have is to leave, but even leaving provides no accountability. Because what
Wow.
leaving says is, okay, you won't be accountable. So therefore I have to separate myself from you. So
Wow.
essentially it goes back to Kenny's point, which is saying that
Wait, but
women prefer quote unquote betas, which are essentially men that will not hold them accountable.
wait. Well, my
That's
question
it.
is, Mr. Cloud, why do you think that leaving, if you're of a man of value and that your presence would be missed, why do you think by leaving is not being held accountable for the other woman?
Because as a man of value, it's not because you're looking at it about value and it's about a man of responsibility. Value and responsibility come hand in hand. So if I have a responsibility to lead my family, leaving is not an option. You're saying leave, but leaders don't abandon those who they lead. So what you're essentially saying is that if I want to be a good leader that doesn't abandon his responsibilities, I have no recourse to gain authority.